But
Well, Charlie isn't usually online. I don't know. He hardly ever is. Like I'll send him an email and he'll respond like 3 days later.
yeah, and that's something that we could definitely talk about is making sure that we check our emails every day and really stay on top of that. But today, the purpose of today is to make sure that we are going through our web quest and that we are hitting all of our goals and that everybody understands their part in this and how they're going to collaborate and work together. So, I'm just going to kind of quickly walk through it and make sure that everybody understands what it is you're doing, the purpose behind it, which is your world class outcome, and then, of course, where you should be at today. So, first of all, your world class outcome is to analyze the relationship between multiple causes and effects to formulate a prediction of possible outcomes. So, what does that mean when we are thinking about reducing, reusing, and recycling?
Um, I think it means well that reduce means to use less energy and waste, which I also wrote about in my notes a bunch. And reusing is to use like an old piece of trash or something and make it into something new. And in my notes, I also had a bunch of ideas for that. Like one of them was out of old milk cartons, you can actually make great little houses that are really fun to play with. And recycle is to put it in recycling bin, and then a company can reuse it, and a something you recycle can be back in the store in uh, as little as 60 days.
Very good. And so, the possible outcomes of what people could change if they do reduce, reuse, recycle, and on the flip side, if we don't start making some of these positive changes. That's kind of what this whole project is about, is realizing the possible outcomes of our future. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
All right, cool. All right, I'm going to move this around because I want to make sure I see Victoria's um, cute little face there. All right. So, part one, two, and three, and I'm just going to scroll down. Part one, two, and three are individual. Okay. So, what you needed to do by now, and most of you have, is start your own document where you're taking notes. Okay. So, you had a choice depending on your style and what worked best for you. And you were to take notes on parts one, two, and three and share that with me. So, any questions so far?
Nope.
Okay. And so, Victoria, what you're taking notes on are the videos and things that you are reading in part one, two, and three. Does that make sense?
Um, yeah.
Okay. Oh, somebody's logged. It's Charlie.
Yep. Yay! Now everyone's here.
That's awesome because really what we need to talk about as a group is part four. So, welcome, Charlie. You could turn your microphone on. There's not a whole lot of us today because this is an individual virtual classroom. So, it's a little smaller.
Yeah. Well, I she.
Then you should get it. If you understand, that's fine.
I'm just gonna try. Um. So on things, so we go in, we watch the videos and read the stuff we read, and then and then we have to take notes while doing it.
Yes, and here are your two options for your notes. So look at the screen, Victoria, and you can see where I have it highlighted right here are your options to open up and see which one works best for you. Okay,
How many times do we have to like do it?
just once. It's just one document, and you just share it with me. Okay,
Alrighty.
so that's your individual portion, and that covers part one, two, and three videos and little things to read and websites to explore. But then here is where the group work starts. Part four is where you guys start working as a group. Okay, everyone with me so far?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so in part four, you have your artist, you have your text master, and then you have the manager. So let's just take a look and see who everybody is. Okay, so Tristan is your manager. Victoria, you are the text master. And Charlie, you are the artist. So let's just walk through again your responsibilities. So Charlie, as the artist, you're going to make sure that everything looks good, that you're adding relevant pictures, and that you're explaining each one of those pictures. So that's kind of your job. Victoria, you're going to make sure that you are making sure that everything is spelled correctly, that everything is neat, and you're using bullet points for your main points on your presentation. The
Oh,
manager, and the manager has a pretty big job. The manager has two things that they need to do. They have to open up this document. So I'm going to open it up right now. Takes a minute, sorry. And then, I'll make it bigger. The manager has to make a copy of it for your group. So Tristan, this is you. You would go to File, make a copy, and just name it Group 1. So you could just say Group 1 Green Gang Collaborative Document. And then, so Tristan, then after you make your copy, then you go and you share it with Victoria and Charlie, okay?
right. Okay.
So then all of you have to answer these questions, but you do it using different color font, so I know who is who. So Tristan will say this, and he'll give his answer. Charlie is still going to add his thoughts, and Victoria is still going to add her thoughts, but just in different colors. Does that make sense so far?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's one document.
And so that's already done though. Then we can turn that into you.
Yep, you're also sharing it with me. That's correct. So Tristan is the one who will make the copy and share it with Charlie and Victoria, and then Tristan will also share it with me so that I can see it as it's
Okay.
going along.
Okay.
Okay, so
I'll do that.
yeah, so that's part one of what Tristan has to do, okay? Then part two is once you guys have done this document and you have all of your thoughts, because I mean, these questions are pretty in depth and they're going to really drive your presentation. So once you have made that document and all of you have added your thoughts to it, then Tristan is going to start the presentation. So Tristan is going to go to his Google Drive and he's going to say new Google Slides. That's what they call it. And so Tristan, I would just name it Group 1. Okay, it's taking a minute. Group 1 Green Gang Presentation, something like that.
Okay.
Just blah, blah, blah.
And I'm probably gonna do this all today, right?
Yeah, you can definitely get started on it today for sure. And then same thing, Tristan, you will do the same thing. You'll share it with Victoria and Charlie and with me. And this is where Victoria starts typing. Tristan, you could definitely type as well. And Charlie, too. It's not like you can't add words, Charlie, just because you're the artist. Or Victoria, it's not like you can't add a picture just because you're the text master. And same for you, Tristan. So this is where all of your work that you guys answered together basically goes.
So what is this about though? Like what is the doc about?
The document, you want to go through the questions? Let's look at it again. Okay, so the question.
Oh, the document is going to be out of like your answers.
Yeah, the presentation is going to really come from these answers that you guys all do together. So,
Oh, so you're kind of gonna just like we're like going to mix kind of some of our answers and then put them into sentences.
into a nicer presentation, yes. So this is not a presentation. This is just, think of this as like your note-taking document, like you're just taking notes. And then when Tristan starts the presentation, that's like your final copy. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Okay. Okay, good. So it's basically all of you working together to get all of the best answers that you possibly can on that document. So that's step one. And then step two is actually making the final copy presentation. And then Tristan also has the job of,
That's a lot.
I know, but you could totally handle it. Once your presentation is like started and you guys are all working on the actual presentation, just make sure that you go and you look at the rubric every now and then and take a look at how you guys are scoring. So let's look at, and Charlie and Victoria, you need to see this as well so that you know what you're doing and what you're shooting for. You're shooting for a 4 and 3s as well. But you want to make sure that your message is clear, okay? So that's why I think using bullet points on a presentation makes it more clear than writing, long paragraphs on a presentation. Okay. Civic responsibility. How do these issues impact your local community as well as planet Earth? And how can you improve it? Systems thinking is really all about problem solving. Are you telling me how you are going to solve the problem? And then critical thinking. There again, a convincing description of how to best solve the problem and meet the challenges. Okay? So just think, just keep kind of going back to this, and all of you can always click on the rubric to make sure that you are hitting those main points. So, what do you guys think? Is it a little bit more clear?
Yeah, definitely. I was wondering if while we're here, like, can we like go ahead and schedule a hangout? Because I think like it's gonna be we have to have one. Like,
Sure. Why don't you guys do this? Why don't you so Tristan will start the document today and you'll all start working on it today. And then at some point starting the presentation after the document is filled out. And then do you think either tomorrow or Friday you guys would like to do a Google Hangout together?
Yeah.
What day
Isn't
works?
it called the go-to meeting though?
It
Like,
won't be through GoToMeeting. It'll be through Google Hangouts. Do you know how to do Google Hangouts?
I don't think so.
Okay, so if you go to your email,
Right.
you can go to, let's see, Hangout contacts down here, and I'll let Tristan be the one who starts the Google Hangouts for sure.
okay, yeah, sure, I can do that. I've done a lot with Hangouts, so I know how to use it.
Oh, cool. Okay, so as long as like Victoria and Charlie are on their email at whatever time you guys come up with, Tristan will be able to start a Google Hangout with you.
Okay.
So what time do you guys
So
think?
how do we get into Hangout now?
It's just the email.
Oh, it's just email again. Okay. All right.
Do you guys want to meet tomorrow as a group, or do you think Friday?
Um, I
I'm
think
gonna let Tristan decide.
I think like tomorrow at like 1 o'clock or something. I don't know.
Thursday at 1 o'clock. Does that work for all of you?
PM or AM?
PM.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. Well then, Victoria and Charlie, are you okay with being on your email at 1 o'clock tomorrow so that Tristan can start a Google Hangout with you?
I don't know. I should be back by 1.
I'm gonna actually have to do it at 1:30
Oh, okay.
because I have something for ballet.
Oh, okay. Does 1:30 work, Charlie? Interesting. The reply looks like it does. Okay. So 1:30 tomorrow.
Okay. Yeah, that will work. And I'll go ahead and send out the questions today, and we can go ahead and be working on those.
Yep. So
If you
today,
guys want to.
yep, you're going to start your document, and all of you are going to be answering the questions today. So be checking your email. And then if you get far enough, then Tristan will start the presentation today as well.
Cool. And then we can just be done.
And then you could just be done, and you're going to present it next Wednesday, a week from today.
All right. Awesome.
All right. Well, cool, guys. Thank you so much, and I will talk to you again soon.
Alrighty. Bye.
Okay, bye.
Bye, friends.